President Mahama cannot sign the LGBTQ plus bill into law. Here is why.
President Mahama has been clear that he will sign that bill, and he has no option than to sign that bill. President Mahama will know no peace from St. George until he signs that bill. And he himself has said that to the clergy, that as a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill.
Okay, calm down. A bill is a draft of a proposed law. Now, there was a bill presented to Parliament by some members of Parliament in 2021. The members are Honorable Sam George, Honorable Delasua, Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Boa, Honorable Ahasan Suhini, Honorable Rita Na Adule Suwa, Honorable Helen Ntoso, Honorable Roxanne Nelson Dapiameko, all in the NDC. And then one MPP honorable member, that is Honorable John Intim Fojo. Now, a bill can either be presented by members of Parliament or the state. Now, if that bill is being passed by Parliament, it will be sent to the president to give an assent to. That is, the president needs to sign it. After the president signed the bill, before it becomes a law in the country.
But it leads us back to the discussion we had, that if we're teaching our values in school, we won't need to pass a bill to enforce, our family values. And that's why I think more than even the family values bill, it's us agreeing on a curriculum that inculcates these values into our children as they're growing up, so that we don't need to legislate it. And so we'll see how all this goes. So I'm looking forward to this review conference to come to some consensus on some of these issues. But I wish to thank you very much for the thoughts that you have expressed.
This bill is not called LGBTQ plus bill. It's called Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. But normally people call it the LGBTQ plus bill. It was presented in the year 2021 by these members of Parliament. Now, the bill took about 3 years to be passed. The first reading of the bill was done on the 8th of February 2021. It takes a lot for a bill to be passed by Parliament. First reading, second reading, and third reading. But after the reading, you need to do a lot of stakeholder consultation. As in, if the bill is about fishing, you need to consult the Fishmonger Association, you need to consult the Fishermen Association, you need to do a lot of consultation in the country. And if it comes to Parliament, the committee in that sector needs to sit and do a lot of check, a lot of debating, a lot of research into it. And then you present it back to Parliament. That will be the second reading. They will go back and do a lot of consultations again. And then you come back to Parliament and do the third reading. After the third reading, Parliament can either decide to pass it or not. Now, after Parliament passed the bill, they will now present it to the President of the Republic to give an assent to. That is, the President needs to sign it. After the President signs it, then now that bill becomes a law in the country. So this bill was being presented by these 8 members of Parliament in the year 2021. The first reading was done, as I said earlier on the 8th of February 2021. Second reading was done in July 5th, 2023. Finally, it was passed on the 28th of February 2024. So it took 3 years for this bill to be passed, but now it's not a law. President of the Republic of Ghana, as at then, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, needs to give assent to before the bill becomes a law. But it did not reach Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. A citizen of the Republic of Ghana in the name of Richie Delaskai sent the case to court. Now, as the case is in court, the president cannot give an assent to because somebody is challenging the eligibility of that bill. So as the president, you cannot give assent to. Members of the NDC at that time felt that the NPP and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was using the court just to prevent Nana Addo not to sign the bill. And so there was a lot of demonstration, a lot of agitation from the NDC side that courts need to sit on the case so that the president can go ahead and sign the bill. Finally, on the 18th of December 2024, courts dismissed the case against the bill. That is paving a way for President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to sign the bill. Even that, Nana Addo did not sign the bill up until 7th of January 2025 that he left office. Now the bill has not been signed by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, meaning that bill is still a sheet of paper. is not a law in the country.
But the president's decision not to have service of the bill on him is unconstitutional and shows you how reckless and irresponsible Akufo-Addo is as a president.
That is St. George. Now, he was accusing Nana-Addo why he did not sign the bill. A new president has come. A new parliament has also come. But according to Article 106 of the 1992 Constitution, when the bill reaches the president can either sign it into law or not. And if the president refuses to sign it, he will need to return the bill back to parliament with a memo that because of this, and this, I will not sign it. They need to do correction on the bill and then bring it back. Or he can send the bill to the Council of State and they have 30 days to deliberate on the bill and then advise the president as to what to do. President Mahama always said that when the bill comes, they need to sit down and watch the things in it to see if they can sign it or not.
The convention is that all bills that are not assented to before the expiration of the life of Parliament expire. And so that bill effectively is dead, it has expired. I don't know what the promoters of the bill intend to do, but I do think that we should have a conversation on it again so that all of us, if we decide to move that bill forward, move it forward with a consensus. And probably shouldn't be a private member's bill. It probably should be a government bill with governments behind it after consultation with all the stakeholders to see how we're able to move this forward.
Okay. We know that Parliament expires after every 4 years. As in every 4 years, when there's an election, we elect new members of Parliament, and then the old Parliament dissolves. New Parliament comes into power. So we had the 8th Parliament. That was the Parliament that passed this bill. We are now having 9th Parliament. So now, when President John Dramani Mahama, according to him, they sit down and then they review the bill, write a memo, and send it back to Parliament. This Parliament cannot sit on that bill because this is the 9th Parliament. It's not this 9th Parliament that sat and passed this bill and sent to the presidency. The bill was passed by the 8th Parliament. So when President Mahama now, as the president, writes a memo and sends back to Parliament that this bill that is passed, there's this correction about it. Do it and bring it back for me to give assent to. The Parliament, this new Parliament, cannot sit on that bill because they are not the one that passed this bill. We are now having 9th Parliament. So if the memo is sent to the 9th Parliament, they cannot do correction on the works being done by the 8th Parliament because the bill was passed by the 8th Parliament. We are now having 9th Parliament. That means that they need to start from class 1 again and repass the bill and send to President John Dramani Mahama because the 9th Parliament is not the Parliament that sat and passed the bill and sent to the presidency. So with this convention, you know that every bill, as it has always been, expires when Parliament expires. When Parliament passed a bill and then the president did not give assent to that Parliament and that Parliament dissolved, that bill also dissolved with that Parliament. So it's clear that the LGBTQ plus bill or the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values bill that was passed by the 8th Parliament has expired with 8th Parliament. 9th Parliament need to sit down and rework again. It took about 3 years for the bill to be passed, but I know with the experience that they got, during the stakeholder consultation that they did, it will be faster now. It will not take another 3 years. It might take 1 year, 1.5 years, or 2 years. Definitely not the 3 years for it to be passed. So with this convention in place, we know that President John Dramani Mahama, although he personally, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he always say it that he's against the LGBTQ plus activities, but constitutionally or by the conventions of Parliament, his hands are tied not to sign the bill into law. This is So. My name is Xavier. We will bring you more updates in the coming episode. We are out.